I mean, that's a great way to start a conversation.
Okay.
Nobody's ever been like, dude, you're in my seat.
What supplies do you need?
Just
Do
get up
people
and leave.
like look at you when you get up and walk out?
College, you need to read the syllabus. All right, what's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be going over some things that college students should know, specifically 10 questions. And I figured I'm an expert because I've already been there for 1 year. And my little sister, she just graduated last year. And her name is?
Julianna.
Yep, and she will be going into college tomorrow, actually. So I figured we go over some questions that she had going into it, and then maybe it could help some other people out there. So let's get it.
Okay, so my first question was, and I asked like a few of my other friends too, just for like, because I figured it'd be just a general, like, everyone would have the same questions. What should you wear?
What should you wear? I mean, personally, I wear
in,
clothes, but
in parentheses, might not be great because he's a boy. So I don't know if he cares.
well, you wear some clothes. I mean, there's. I feel like it's just whatever style you want. So you could go for the jeans, or you could go for shorts, or a
Okay.
shirt. You could go for a dress if you want. I mean, if you're a guy, you can go for a tuxedo. I don't know, just whatever you want. It's just casual.
The tuxedo.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've shown up in classes in suits
Why?
because I had to do a presentation after, like for the next class.
What's your okay, number two, what's your best suggestion for like making new friends? And how do you balance school and making friends? Like how do you balance school and friends?
Oh, okay. So my best suggestion for making friends. It is a little different than high school. So, because every class isn't every day.
Mm.
So every class I go to, I just sit next to in the middle of two people, and then I just say, hey, can I get your number in case I need class notes? Same thing with the other side. And then with college, some of the lecture rooms, like I know I have some have 400 people in it, but some classes only have 20. So if they have like 400 people, you could send a different spot and you can get two more people and their phone numbers and stuff. But that'd be just for classwork and stuff like that. But for actually making friends and maintaining friends, I find the best way is just to like eat lunch with them and just be like, hey, you want to grab lunch or something, or just find someone kind of sitting alone and just walk up and sit right next to them. That's kind of what I've done, and it works.
What if you don't like talking to people?
Yeah, I don't like talking to people, but
You love talking to people.
no. I think it's hard to talk to people, especially if you don't know them. But I just have a set of like 5 questions. So right now, I'm going with: Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I think that's a great starting question. Yeah, it's lots of
Okay.
fun.
I think complimenting someone is a good starter. Okay.
Yeah, complimenting is good.
And okay. Well, that kind of leads to the third question, but like how do you approach people and what are good conversation starters? So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, so let's
Okay.
see.
Wait, but say your list of 5 questions.
Oh, I don't know. I make them up as I go.
Oh,
I do
okay.
it like on the spot. Well, let me see. If I were to go up to someone, um, I've gone up to someone, and if I have food, then I'll be like, "Man, this food's great. What's your food?" Or I'll just go up to someone and be like, "Hey, I'm Jimmy. What's your name?" Or do you mind if I sit here?
Oh, that's nice.
Um, oh, common college questions: name, major, and the year you are. So,
Mm.
hey, so what do you want to do for your major and stuff like that? Basic common college questions.
Okay. My third question is how do you approach, or no, yeah, no. My fourth question is how are you involved? Are you involved in any clubs or activities that have been beneficial so far?
Oh yeah, so that's a good one.
I know.
You came up with it.
No, my friend did.
Uh, for clubs, they have some Christian clubs, so I've been a part of them. I'm looking to get into real estate club this semester, but I would say they definitely help out a lot. It's good for meeting people, so that way you don't have to just go up to a random person. You at least know you have something in common,
Mm.
and then but also it allows you to then branch out and say, hey, okay, maybe I like this, maybe I don't.
What
But
about like being part of student government?
Oh, I've never been a
Same
part of
thing.
student
Okay.
government
Yeah.
ever. But yeah, I would think the same thing. Does HCC have class clubs?
Hmm?
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah, I
cool.
got told about a really cool one.
Nice. Yeah, definitely stuff that interests you. I think go for it.
Okay. So when you go to like class on the first day, where do you sit? Like just
Oh,
anywhere?
well, I just been told you want to go to the front. That's where the people who actually listen go.
Mm.
So it depends if you want to listen or not in the class. I mean, the very back, it's very similar to high school in the fact like you go to the very back to mess around, go to the front to kind of learn. And obviously, there's exceptions. Like I've sat in the back and I've tried to learn, but for the people around you, I think, especially for finding good friends to kind of do notes with and share classwork and homework, um, the front or kind of the front 5 or 6 rows.
Front like middle.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, but definitely the front ish.
Do you sit and then my next question is do you sit in the same spot every time or like do you mix it up? Like one day you're here, one day you're here.
I don't think I've ever really sat in the same spot.
Oh
I've sat
really?
in the general area. Oh, I take that back. So for my smaller classes, I have sat in the same spot, but no, there's no assigned seats.
Oh, okay.
The teachers don't really care at all.
But what about like the other kids in the class? They don't seem to care either.
No, nobody's
Okay.
ever been like, dude, you're in my seat.
Okay, yeah, that's what I
They'll just walk in and then look at you and be like, guess I'm not sitting there. And move to
meant.
another seat. I mean, that's a great way to start a conversation. Oh, that was my seat. Not anymore.
My next question is do the friends that sit next to you become like really close or are they just kind of note takers that you kind of like share your notes with?
I think it just depends what you want them to be.
Okay.
For college, it's really, that's where I've really learned that you have to be intentional to really make those close relationships. It's not like high school where you see them every day. If you want to see them every day, you have to be like, okay, let's plan something. So they could be as little or as much as you want them to be.
What supplies do you need?
Oh. I've just used a laptop, a notebook, and some pens. Really, they most classes say on this online that they have to have a textbook, but in person, sometimes the teacher's like, yeah, we don't use the textbook, so I wouldn't suggest purchasing the textbook until the first week happens. Like you'll get the syllabus. One thing from college that's different than high school is college you need to read the syllabus because it tells you so many things. So it tells you what the class is graded on because some classes are just graded on exams and all the homework is extra credit or sometimes the homework is just for you.
Mm.
Um, then it also tells you how many days you can be out or if they have a rule like that, if they have an absent rule or something like that. And just the syllabus is really important and that's where you'll be able to find, hey, maybe I need a textbook, maybe I don't. But other than that, the teachers would be like, hey, you need this or you don't need this. And so for my classes, I've had a computer, a notebook, and then for one of my classes, they made us get a little textbook, but nothing too bad.
And it's online or they give it to you on the first day of school?
Um, well, they never give it to you, so there's too
Oh.
many kids in my experience, at least where I'm at. Um, it'll be online, and you'll have to buy it online, or they do have.
No, 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 the syllabus.
Oh, the syllabus. Yeah, the syllabus is online.
Okay.
It should be in Canvas
Okay.
or whatever school website you guys have for grades.
Okay. That's kind of like answered my next question, which is like what happens if you're late? Like do they care? Is it minus points or anything?
Yeah, I think it just depends on the professor. I don't think any of mine have been minus points, but usually they don't care. Being late, being unless you're in a small class, they don't really care too much if you leave early. They understand. It's more laid back in college for sure.
And then my last question is just like, do you have to ask to go to the bathroom?
Yes, I'm just kidding. No, if you ask the professor, the professor doesn't want you to ask because then you're interrupting them.
Yeah.
and they think you have an actual question. So it's a lot different in high school in that respect. They just want you to leave.
Really?
Yeah, just
Do
get up
people
and
like
leave.
look at you when you get up and walk out?
If a cat runs in here, are you gonna look at the cat? It's a
Oh.
distraction. Yeah, people look at you, but
Isn't that scary? I'm just gonna hold my pee.
I mean, okay. But yeah, I mean, that's really no. You just they don't want you to ask just because you're gonna interrupt their teaching. Then everyone will look at you if you ask.
So that's even worse.
Yes. So if you have to really go, then just walk out and definitely. I think going before or after is better because then you don't miss it. But if you miss some stuff, that's all right.
Cool.
Why hello? All right. Is that everything you got?
Yeah, that's all my questions. But if you guys have any more questions, drop them in the comments below, like anything that I missed, because I probably have the same questions, I just haven't thought of them. Or if I did, I forgot them.
Yeah, college is definitely such a fun time, but it's also it can be nerve wracking. You're kind of on your own. I know you're not as much on your own this year, but it's going to be a little bit different because you're going to be kind of there. You're going to have a lot of free time, I think.
Yeah.
College, I have realized you have a lot of free time, so it matters what you fill it up with, genuinely. And I would suggest not just doom scrolling. That's what I would suggest because there's a lot you can do. It's pretty cool.
That's good advice.
Cool. Awesome.
That's it.
Thank you for coming on, Juliana.
I'll go, Joey.
All
Wait,
right.
what's the ending? Were you like that?
Yeah, you want to go like that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for some more videos. Let's get it.
Where's Sheba?